A former restaurant owner is facing new charges after being convicted back in 2015. Community reporter Carson Wells brings us the latest developments.
A former San Luis Obispo County restaurant owner who was convicted of elder abuse in 2015 now facing federal charges in Arizona. I'm community reporter Carson Wells here outside the old Roberts restaurant location in Paso Robles. The former owner, Robert Clouston, and his wife were taken into federal custody in Arizona with 5 charges against them. Last week, federal agents swarmed 5 Colt Grill locations in Arizona and Alabama, which were all owned by former San Luis Obispo County residents Robert and Brenda Clouston. Robert Clouston was convicted of elder abuse in San Luis Obispo County a decade ago. He was found guilty of taking a property in Templeton out of an elderly woman's trust. He took out 2 loans on the property and used it for his own benefit, including paying rent for his 3 Central Coast restaurants. Now he, his wife Brenda, and 2 undocumented employees are all facing federal charges.
The owners of this business, according to the indictment, recruited aliens, that is, Mexican citizens, to come across the border for a financial purpose.
The 10-page indictment states the Cloustons allegedly avoided paying an accurate minimum wage, time-and-a-half wage, and required taxes in an amount beneficial to them between at least approximately September 27th, 2022 and June 2024.
They're saving money on 2 different fronts. One with payroll, and the second with taxes with the U.S. and state governments. So that there's a lot of financial incentives to try to cheat the government in this aspect.
The indictment further alleges that the Cloustons established a fake cleaning company as a shell entity to funnel under-the-table cash payments to some employees. It also states that the Cloustons deliberately avoided using E-Verify, the federally mandated system used by employers to confirm an individual's legal authorization to work in the U.S.
If somebody is undocumented, basically came from some other country with no documents and has nothing in process, and they simply are living here, they are not authorized to work.
Prosecutors say U.S. citizens working at the restaurants were at times fired and replaced with undocumented workers willing to accept lower pay and no overtime. At a detention hearing Monday morning in Flagstaff, Arizona, Brenda Clouston was released until the trial. As for the other 3 defendants, they'll remain in federal custody until their detention hearings next week. The initial jury trial setting is scheduled for September 2nd. In Paso Robles, Carson Wells, KSBY News.